Welcome, Enchanted Travellers, to the next part of our big European adventure. I can't go without including our tasty fish and chip experience at Jenny's near the Walmgate Bar of York's old city walls. Of course, after that, it was a walk to the pub for beers. We came across the Red Lion, which claims to be the oldest building in York. Legend has it that highwayman Dick Turpin once escaped through the pub's window. So, of course, beers were called for at the Red Lion. Further in this video, we depart York and head towards the Cotswolds via Tadcaster. You'll see in the video that we enjoy delicious big English breakfasts at the Roast coffee shop. We have all the breakfast trimmings, including mushrooms, baked beans, and Alex always has black pudding if it's on the menu. So on 8th of May, we departed the fabulous medieval city of York to head for the Cotswolds. We were again fascinated by the incredible architecture of the medieval buildings that we passed on our departure from York. While more videos of our travels are playing on the road trip, I'd like to fill in a little bit more of the history of this fascinating medieval city of York, which includes the Vikings, the Romans, and the Knights of England. York's history can actually be traced back prior to Stonehenge and the Bronze Age. Apart from metal tools, ceramics and ancient walls indicate early settlements. However, there's little other knowledge of life at that time. When the Romans arrived from Italy in 43 AD, which was the beginning of the Roman conquest of most of the island of Britain under Emperor Claudius, much of the conquest had not reached York. However, when the Emperor Nero took his own life with poison in 68 AD, this led to civil war breaking out in Europe and mutiny against Governor Maximus in Britain. So the new governor, Marcus Vettius Belanus, failed in that he appeased the Brigantes, who were a Celtic group of people living in northern Britain. So he appeased them rather than dealing with their insubordination. At the same time that Nero took his life in 68 AD, Queen Cartimandua was queen of the Brigantes, who were living in northern England at the time, and she came to power during Rome's campaign against Britain. She united British tribes that eventually surrendered their loyalty to Rome, with Cartimandua betraying the Celtic British resistance chieftain Caractacus in 57 AD. in exchange for wealth from the Romans, and soon the Brigantes lost their land to the Romans. So Cartimandua retained her throne during 52 to 57 AD. However, following a revolt by Venutius, that's Cartimandua's ex-husband in 69 AD, Cartimandua disappears from history. You'll see in the video that we enjoy delicious big English breakfasts at the Roast Coffee Shop. And then after Tadcaster, we stop at the Three Ponds pub. Yes, it was a bit of a pub tour. We stayed at pubs during our time at England, apart from when we were with family, which you'll see in later videos. So the Three Ponds pub in Nuthall, Nottingham, and we stopped there for creamy hot chocolates as one of our stops to break up our journey. So this video will take you travelling through North England on our road trip. So we travel through Lynwood at Oxfordshire, continuing south until we reach our destination at the incredibly scenic Bourton on the water in the Cotswolds. And there'll be more about the next part of our trip to the beautiful Cotswolds in my next video. So meanwhile, during this video, I share a little bit of history about incredible York. So moving on from Queen Cartimandua's disappearance from history in 69 AD and leaping ahead to around 122 AD, the throne passed to Emperor Hadrian, who ruled from 117 to 138 AD, and he built Hadrian's Wall, which is 118 kilometres long from width to width across northern Britain. This was to separate the Romans from the barbarians. Hadrian was the most powerful man in the classical world and spent some time in York. Hadrian returned to Rome with his legions left to finish the projects. Buildings, trade routes, farming, bathhouses and taverns were developed along with a diverse community culture. Thank you for watching. If you like, please put a like, and if you like it a lot, please subscribe. Thank you.